In this segment, we're going to talk about catch and release fishing. Now, I understand that the majority of people view saltwater fishing as, hey, let me go catch some fish in saltwater so I have food to eat and whatnot. And there is a part of that, right? So snapper fishing, specifically grouper fishing, obviously there's seasons for all these different types of fish. That's really where we're looking to get our eating fish from. I think there's a lot of other misunderstanding when it comes to fishing, and everybody wants to catch and kill everything they can. And I don't really see that as something that should be viewed upon favorably or sustainably in the world of fishing. We have a limited amount of resources that we have with these fish, and there are a number of environmental factors playing havoc on them on a regular basis. If we look back from some of the pictures from the 1950s and 60s, we can see hundreds of large snook being caught all over the coast of Florida. They net them, they killed them, they ate them. Now, if we catch a snook over 35, 36 inches, we've had a stellar banner day. One, not 100. I can show you some of these pictures. In fact, I'll throw some of them up. And there's other environmental factors such as red tide that we have down here in Florida a lot, and it's killing off some of the populations of our fish. Our natural resources aren't necessarily being managed 100% the right way by our government, and it's sad, to be honest with you. And when it comes time for you to get on the water and start catching these fish, it's important to handle them properly so that they can be released effectively and grow up and produce babies so we all have more fish to catch. So keeping them out of the water for a short period of time is going to be the number one way that we can help the survival rates on these fish. Making sure we're using circle hooks is going to help you catch and release more fish. Using the right equipment, so we're not using treble hooks that can get caught in fish's throats, using, regular big J hooks that they swallow and you gut them and you kill them on the way in. There's a lot of different things that can be done by the angler to help prevent these fish from dying. Also, out in the Gulf of Mexico, we have an act called the Descend Act, where we have to where you are required to have a descending tool and a venting tool to help these fish get back down to the bottom. I'll explain what those are a little bit later in some of our bottom fishing videos, but there are requirements. It's not an option. So with that being said, proper handling practices of these fish, not grabbing them all over the place and wiping their protective slime coat off. Some fish aren't even allowed to be taken out of the water, such as tarpon. If you catch a tarpon, it's a requirement. It's a law that any tarpon over 40 inches long is not removed from the water at all. This helps their survival rate. So it's super important that we kind of understand these catch and release practices. Getting a quick picture with the fish, we all understand that. We all want that. But, holding them in the water until it's time to photograph, picking it up quickly, getting a picture with it. I see a lot of times people on the beach, they might fish, they catch like a redfish or a snook, drop it on the ground, take a picture of it. They're dragging it all over the place. All we're doing is increasing the death of these fish. And it's really not a smart idea. So in our videos, as we catch some of these fish, I'm going to explain some proper fish handling practices so we can ensure the survival of the fish that you're out there catching as well. If you'd like more information on some of the catch and release practices, by all means, there's other videos out there on YouTube to go take a look at. But realistically, there's different ways to handle every single fish. I'm going to go over all those with you in this course. So please take a close look at when I discuss how to properly handle this fish, because every fish out there can hurt you, but we want to make sure that you get a really great picture with them with your trophy catch.